Alright, we got the forks all loosened up. We broke these top caps loose while they're still tightened down. Now we're just about to take the forks out and we can start rebuilding those.
I'll drop right out.
I'm gonna show you guys how to do these forks. Unscrew the cap. Put a wrench on this nut. Got a washer, spring. Take the nut off. And you got your little plastic spring guides, the O-ring, and inside here. To get the oil out, you just want to pump this up and down, and it will get all that old oil out. Alright, now you gotta pop your dust cover off. And then there's the retaining clip right behind it. It just pops out. Alright, then you gotta pull this thing apart. There it is, it just comes apart like that. Alright, here's our shock. So we're gonna change this bushing, and then the oil seal, spring down, and the dust seal with the spring down. We got some electrical tape here. There's a little sharp edge right here. When you're sliding the seals on, you don't want them to catch and get cut up right there. So put a little strip of electrical tape around there. Alright, dust seal, spring down. And then you got your oil seal, spring down as well. You got the washer. Take this electrical tape off. Your bushing. And then you got your wide bushing. Alright, now you got the top piece of your tube. You're just gonna slide everything in. And you just wanna slide those guys. So now you're gonna need something to beat in the bushing and to beat in the seal. They sell special tools, but really all you need is a PVC pipe. This is a 1.5 inch, just a T. You cut it in half like that. Then you have a perfect tool to beat the bushing in and to beat the seal in. Rubber mallet, of course. Once you got that bushing in far enough, you can slide down your oil seal, get that guy started in there, and then same thing, with your PVC pipe, just tap that down in there. Here's your retaining clip. It goes right there. There's a groove above the oil seal. And then last thing is the dust cap, dust seal, whatever you want to call it. Make sure everything's clean. That just slides on in there, snaps into place. There you go. Everything's back together, sealed up. It's ready to put oil inside. Now we're gonna put the oil in it and purge it and get all the air out. I'm using this oil. It's 5 weight. You can use 7 weight if you want a stiffer ride, but I think it calls for 5 weight. I'm gonna put all this back together, plastic, things like that, but leave the spring off of it. Fill it up. Just wanna pull this up, push it down. More. Just want to pump this up and down so you have all the air out of it and you just get a smooth pull all the way up. So my bike tolerances are 72 to 68 millimeters. That's how high you want to fill it to the top. This Allen key measures out to 71, so I just use it kind of like a dipstick, barely touching it, so I'm probably at like 70 millimeters, which is in spec. All right, we got our new O-ring installed on the cap. We just got to slide the spring in there and screw it all back together. So now we just gotta get the cap tight, then screw the cap back in and it's done. Alright, we got that cap on there pretty tight. Slide your outer tube up and just thread it on. So you're not gonna be able to get these all the way tight because you can't hold on to this tube. So I'm just gonna leave them, you know, just on there snug, and I'll tighten them up when I get them back on the bike. Here's the clutch. We got that bolt off. Ended up using an impact, get that off. Still broken, ordered one, so hopefully it will be here in time. This clutch basket out of the way. Make sure those bearings don't fall off behind there. Just like that. Alright, here's the engine. Got everything out, all the clutch, all the gears. This thing's ready to be split open. So we just gotta take these bolts out of this case and start splitting it. Got the splitter on. Got it nice and level. You wanna pull level so it comes out straight. About ready to pull this thing apart. Just keep the bag. It's coming. Parallel. Going, it's good. You can take that.
Actually drop that whole thing in. Just like that. Come out that way and go back in that way.
When we pulled the crank out, the bearing came with it. So, two birds, one stone. Get the main bearing out, just put a socket through the other side, tap with a hammer. I already had it out, you guessed it, but yeah, that's all you gotta do. Here's the inside of the cases. We're about to start installing the main bearings. We're gonna sweat them in by heating it up, freezing the bearings. Kawasaki's kind of weird. You can only get the seal in from the inside. So we gotta beat the seals in first, and then the bearing will go in. And there it is, it's all in. Keep the bearings in the freezer. Go all the way?
Yeah.
We're gonna put a little heat on this bearing. And we're gonna set that side of the crank in. Just like that, crank's in. All right, I'm about to put the other case half back on and close this thing up. I slid the transmission in, and if you guys are planning on doing a rebuild like this, take a lot of pictures of this setup right here, because it took me a long time to figure out how to get this in here and to make it all shift. So take plenty of pictures, but I think I finally got it. I got it shifting all the way through. What we're gonna be using to seal up these cases, this Moto gasket sealer. It says ideal for case halves. We're gonna give it a shot. Make sure you got all of this surface super clean so you have a good sealing surface. All right, we're gonna use our case tool now. Flip that guy on there, and this one screws in. This is the crank puller installer from Tusk. Never used one before. Just start tightening it up. She is together. Let's start putting in the bolts. All right, now that the cases are together, work on the stator side. When I took it off, it was on the middle mark right here. I'm gonna put it right back where it was. All right, we're on the clutch side. I'll start to put this thing back together. First thing is first is this star detent shifter type thing. That keeps that bearing in there. It has its retaining clip. Get that on. So this side's good to go. Just gotta wait for the new clutch hub to come in the mail. It'll just go right there. That's everything that I'm gonna get done in this video. I just went ahead and put on the clutch cover to keep everything together so I don't lose any pieces. I'm probably gonna set the cylinder on there so nothing drops down in there. But next video, we're gonna do the top end. Hopefully I get the inner clutch hub in time so I can replace that. And then we're gonna clean up the bike, clean up the engine, put the engine in, and we should be done. So stay tuned for the next episode.